You know, LifeVantage Legacy is about community, and that community has transformed over the years. You know, here at LifeVantage, we have a community of people who are focused on wellness, right? Who are here to celebrate your successes and your wins with you. Maybe your community of people that you've met here are here to help you carry your load when it's just a little bit heavy. Maybe you've met instant friends, because that's a key part of who we are here, right? It's part of this community at LifeVantage. And our community focuses and extends further than just this great group of people that we've created. And it's been that way since the very beginning of LifeVantage. And we will be elevating our community footprint, our global impact, because it's simply the right thing to do. As part of this evolution, you will see, or maybe you've already noticed, some of the changes that we've made. We've started to add some sustainability into our products, one of the key evolutions that we're making. In addition to using clean ingredients in our True Science line, we have begun moving our packaging towards more easily recyclable materials. We even redesigned our boxes to more easily fit our specific products. So hopefully, as you start getting your orders, you'll notice that there might not be so much empty space in them because they're designed specifically for us. We have begun using SFI certified shipping boxes, which means that not only are we using a sustainable resource for those, but they're easily recyclable curbside in most areas. We also started using eco-mailers. You're going to see these beautifully branded products coming soon for our smaller orders that have a more environmentally friendly approach, and you can also throw them in your curbside recycling, because that's just the right thing to do. Over the next several months, we are assessing the sustainability of our other product lines so that we can continue this journey towards a more sustainable future for our products. And to be better global partners, we began auditing our key partners to make sure that they are not, and we are not, involved in any sort of forced or child labor across the world in any of our supply chains. On the employee side, we added a humanitarian piece to our bonus plan because we want our employees, just like you, to be working in their local communities to make an impact. And of course, you guys know this, my favorite part of LifeVantage Legacy is the humanitarian work that we all do together. And you know, by operating our own 501c3, we can track every single penny that we raise. I know where every dollar goes, and there are no administrative fees associated with the work that we do. You know, it's been a big year for us on the legacy side. There's been a lot of need, but a lot of generous giving as well. We've spoke about New Orleans, we've spoke about Hurricane Ida and being able to mobilize quickly to help our own family members. Earlier this year, we spent some time in Cabo San Lucas. We worked with a local women's shelter that trains women in a skill set to help them break poverty. We expanded their kitchen so not only could they help these women, but they also could have a better community impact. We recently went on our 10th home building trip to Puerto Peñasco, Mexico, where we made record time in our building. Those of you who have come before, you know this is a 3-day build. We spend 2 days laying block. It's heavy. The second day, usually, there's a lot of sore people. This year, we had 2 things that were going on. Number one, we were watching the weather. We've never had a serious rainstorm, but it looked like this could be the year. So we were watching the weather. And the second thing that happened is our volunteers, you, decided you were going to build that block in 1 day instead of 2. It has never been done before. Even our partner charity kind of was like, yeah, we've heard that before. Well, guess what? In 1 day, the block was up on both of those houses because of your determination. So day 2, we moved on to roofing, and we started getting homes ready for presentation, and I'm telling you what, we were watching the clouds. And it started to rain right as we wrapped up the roof and moved on to the home presentations. The first year ever, your determination was a record trip, it was record giving, and it was done in record time. And you know, the next day, it rained and rained and rained. We would not have been able to work. The town flooded, the power was out, but our work was done. In December, as we opened the Philippines, extending LifeVantage to new family members, they were hit with a typhoon. We were almost immediately able to make a call to see who was able at this time to make some donations. And those brand new family members that were learning about LifeVantage and joining, we were able to help them immediately with their rebuilding efforts from that typhoon. Our giving is part of our incentive trips. It's part of Pro 5 summits. When you come for Pro 5 Summit, legacy will be a piece of what we can do together. At Elite Retreat in December, we had 2 projects planned. We were working at a youth center. You know how sometimes there are good causes and there's never enough help? Well, we were able to help them with those types of things, cleaning, organizing, but also, again, expanding their kitchen so the after-school program could have hot meals, not just cold meals. And we were also going to work at the historic Maui Pond. It's a historical fishing ground, and we were going to help them rebuild some of the wall. You know what happened? Can you guess? 2 days before we got there for this trip, a huge storm came through. I was told by one of our local friends there that he'd been there 12 years and never seen a storm like that. Trees were toppled. And when that happens, a lot of times it's easy to stay at the resort, right? It's easy to sit by the pool and not notice what's going on. But that is not who you are. When the going gets tough, you guys get going. We went to the Maui Pond anyway. They had had a severe amount of flooding that had happened from that storm. And you know what we did? We shoveled sand. We took all the sand from their parking lot and we moved it toward a building to create a barrier. And they were shocked and surprised. They did not expect us to come because they thought that that storm would sway us. Does it sway us? No. No. And more recently, some of the product promotions that ran in November and December were about donating product. And you know where that product went? Over 20,000 bottles of personal care items to a women's shelter here in Orlando, leaving this community better than we needed it, than we found it. The list of our community impact is lengthy, but it's the heart of what we do here at LifeVantage. It's part of this community that we are. So we accept donations. If you're attending in person, you can donate over at registration. Your donations are tax exempt. If you're attending with us virtually, you can go to lifevantage.com, and if you go to the product section, you'll find LifeVantage Legacy. You can subscribe if you want. You can add us to Amazon Smile. There are so many ways that you can participate with us. And you know, at this event, the company is going to match your donations. So please take the time, just a couple minutes, to make your donations. Now, at convention in October, I shared a few stories with you, and I want to share a few more. I want to introduce you to Sophia. Sophia is 5 years old. We met Sophia a couple months ago, and we went to her home to see if they could come and meet us at the job site when we were in Mexico so we could present her and her family with a home. They'd been through the application process, they'd been approved, but they didn't know when. So when we told them that we wanted them to come over and meet us at the job site, Sophia was so excited, she ran into her room and she said, "Daddy, Daddy, I've wanted a house for so long, I've been saving all my money." And she came out with this box. And she said, "Look, Daddy, if they're ready, I can give them, I can help buy this house." Isn't that a sweetheart? A different future for Sophia because of you. Absolutely. I also introduced you to Mila. You might recognize Mila. Mila has had a tough life. Her parents divorced a few years ago. She lived with her mother. Due to a lot of different events, her and her brothers ended up in a child's home. Similar to the Child Protective Services here. And it was so stressful for her, she pulled out all of her hair. She has no hair on her head, her eyebrows, or her eyelashes. Now, when her dad found out that they were in that home, it took him over 6 months to prove that he was able to take care of them. But he did. But when he was able to get them, they were staying with his mother. So because of the money that you guys donated from October through December, we were able to present Mila with a home, her and her family. And you can see the pictures of when they walked into their home and they saw the furnishings. Her grandmother immediately walked in. She had spent her retirement getting them their old shack that had holes in it. The thought of her grandchildren having a roof over their head, protection from the wind and rain was overwhelming. She immediately blessed the house that it would be a safe haven for her grandchildren. So because of your generosity, Mila and her brothers, her dad and her grandmother, now have a different type of future with secure housing. And that's the difference that each of you make with your donations to Life Vantage Legacy. It's wonderful, isn't it? Now, I know everyone can't come on these trips with us. And it's okay, we miss you. But why don't we take a look at this last trip so that you can see a little piece of what it's all about. Thank you. You guys, thank you for coming. Isn't it great to be back? Yeah.
Taking all the sunshine, bottle up the rain. Go where the wind blows, let it show the way. Open all the windows, let in all the light. You can pull the stars down, paint the perfect sky. So go and write your song. The world will sing along.
It's a chance to give back to people. I've been homeless myself before, and it's just an incredible chance to help people that might not get a chance any other way.
Go and write your song. The world will sing along.
To be down here and actually have somebody tell you when it rains, they no longer feel the rain on their face at night. When it blows wind at night, they no longer feel the wind on their face because you're creating a home for them. And you can create a home anywhere, but this is a home that we're creating for somebody that has safety and security where they can go each night with their family and just create a future for themselves.